Joe will announce the Fletcher Honor Society inductees. And I will turn this over to you, Joe, now to take the stage, which you're so qualified to do. Brother Joe Gilman, the 61st Region of Sigma Nu. Brother Gilman, welcome to the stage.
I had the interesting experience this afternoon of being down in the lobby, and there was a gentleman came down there and he had his tuxedo on. He was obviously going to some kind of a social event, and he said, I said, what do you got a wedding or something? And he says, yeah. He said, well, actually, no. I said, I've got to go get my tux on myself before long. And he says, oh, you're going to the wedding? And I said, no, I think I'm serving at the banquet. And he said, he looked at me really funny, and I said, no, actually, seriously, I'm going to honor some of my heroes. We are honoring heroes tonight, and I want to honor one more hero, a hero for the Sigma Nu Educational Foundation. In 2004, the Sigma Nu Educational Foundation, under the chairmanship of Brother Mike Long, created a special award to recognize those individuals, not just Sigma Nu brothers, who have given selflessly of their time, talent, and treasure in support of the Foundation's mission. The award was named after Brother Richard R. Fletcher, past Executive Director of the Fraternity and Foundation, who was known in fraternity circles as Mr. Sigma Nu. The Fletcher Honor Society is the highest honor which can be bestowed by the Foundation and carries the same level of prestige as the fraternity's highest honor, induction into the Hall of Honor. There have been 7 inductees into the Fletcher Honor Society. Tonight, we are adding its 8th. Richard R. Fletcher in 2005. Past Regent and Foundation Chairman Herman B. Wells in 2005. Past Regent and Foundation Chairman Robert L. Marchman III, one of my personal heroes, June of 2005. Foundation Life Director David C. Underwood in 2005. A lady who means so much to us for anyone who's ever been to Lexington, Margaret C. Davis in 2006. The original benefactor of the Foundation, William P. Yates in 2009. And past Foundation Chairman, Craig H. Hazelmeyer, who we still miss dearly, in 2009. Tonight, I have the privilege of inducting a very special person who has been someone who has been special not only to the Foundation, but to the fraternity. His leadership, his tireless dedication, and generous contributions to the Foundation over the years have been a great example to me and countless others within Sigma Nu. He recently celebrated 70 years since his initiation, and I actually have his pin to give him tonight that says a 70 on it. We don't have to print too many of those. He is a brother who has always been willing to contribute no matter what the project. This very special brother is Richard W. Dick Dodderidge from the Beta Kappa chapter at Kansas State University. Let me tell you a little bit about Brother Dick. Brother Dodderidge was born on October 3rd, 1926 in Council Grove, Kansas. He joined Sigma Nu in 1943, but his college career was put on hold while he served in the Army Air Corps in World War II. After the war, Dick graduated from Kansas State in 1947 with a degree in journalism. After graduation, Dick served Beta Kappa for a number of years as chapter advisor and president of the Housing Corporation. Professionally, Dick worked with several advertising firms with a career that spanned over 35 years, including a 10-year term as president of Young and Rubicam Advertising, a very large advertising firm, I might add. As a volunteer, Dick has been very active on several fronts. He has served on the City Council for Mission Woods, Kansas. He has been heavily involved with the Rotary Club and has traveled worldwide in his service as a Rotarian. In 1986, he was appointed by the governor to a 4-year term on the Board of Regents. Additionally, Dick served for over 20 years as a trustee of the Kansas State University Foundation. In 2003, Kansas State University awarded Dick the University Alumni Medallion Award, which is the highest award bestowed by the Alumni Association. His service to the Sigma Nu Educational Foundation has been exemplary as well. In addition to his service to the Beta Kappa Chapter, Dick has been very active with the Sigma Nu Educational Foundation. He became involved with the foundation in 1990 while serving on the Leadership Council, which was responsible for the development of the LEAD program. After that, Brother Dodderidge held almost every position within the Educational Foundation, including a term as chairman. He now serves as a life director. In addition to the gifts of his great service to the foundation, Brother Dodderidge has given generously of his treasure. He is one of the largest contributors of financial resources to Sigma Nu because he is a great believer in our mission to develop ethical leaders for society. Brother Dick is here with his 3 sons, 2 of which are fellow brothers in Sigma Nu. It is my pleasure to announce the induction of Brother Richard W. Dodderidge into the Fletcher Honor Society. Dick, please come forward.
Well, I want you to know that I'm very, very happy in receiving this award. I didn't think I would be eligible for this, even though I've been in the fraternity for 70 years. And it's nice to have my 3 sons here because I don't think any one of them thought I would ever amount to much. And one of my great accomplishments in the advertising business was that I had as a spokesman for an insurance company client, Mr. Jack Petty. I don't know if anybody here is old enough to remember Jack, but he said that one of the things he felt was very important was that he had lots of life insurance. So my sons are happy that I have done that, and they're just calmly waiting around. Jack Benny said that he had so much life insurance. He says, if I go, they go. But anyway, there are a few other things Jack said that I don't think are repeatable in a group like this. And except of all the guys in here who are over 80 years old, I'll meet you out in the lobby and give you some Jack's funny jokes. But I think that my life in Sigma Nu went back to when I was a little kid in this little 2-bedroom house with my parents in Council Grove, Kansas, the home of the Santa Fe Trail. On the dresser of the bedroom was this great big felt banner, and it said, Sigma Nu. Now, I was just a little kid. I had no idea what this meant. But I lived in that house for many, many years. When I finally went to Kansas State, I found out what it was all about. And I learned one thing about Sigma Nu, and that is it isn't just a college experience. In fact, it really kind of gets you started on a fantastic lifetime experience, which I've enjoyed. And a lot of that has had to do with Sigma Nu friends that I've had along the way that have popped up again later on after I was out of school. For example, I have been married to Ann Thornberry Dodderidge at Kiamega from the University of Iowa for 62 years. As I used to say when I was giving Rotary speeches, we've been married, happily married, for 49 years, which is not bad. Out of 62. Hey, you're all good potential Rotarians because you laugh like that. But I think that Sigma Nu has kept popping up in my life. But number one, understanding the tenets of this fraternity and what we have been doing and continue to do over the years is more than just a college experience. And it has meant so much to me. Plus, I have as I've gone along in all these 70 years of paying dues. But the first really great experience with another Sigma Nu was when I married Ann Dodderidge, the coyote. The marriage ceremony was conducted by former Grand Regent George Evans. The wedding was taking place in my wife's family home in Kansas City. George Evans came to perform the ceremony in the living room, and he said, I need to go to a room somewhere else in the house to change my clothes. And he went upstairs where he was put in a room that had a beta plaque in it, because Ann's father was a beta from Yale, and he had this plaque on the wall. And George Evans took off his coat and hung it over the beta. George Evans conducted the ceremony, and it's held now for over 52 years. But early on in our marriage, we had a nice son who was here tonight, Dan. And George, he was our third son. George had not been able to get to Kansas City to baptize either of the first two. And he said to me, Carl, I've got to go. This may be the third. I said, you're darn right, it's the third. But anyway, he drove from Evansville, Indiana, which I'm sure was Indiana, in a raging blizzard from Evansville to Kansas City to baptize this little kid here. And this little kid later went to the University of Oregon and landed there during the Animal House days. And that's kind of behind the problem why he got a Sigma Nu pledge band in his baptism, but he did not end up getting a Sigma Nu badge. So he is just as strong and just as loyal, and he's also giving me the hurry up and kick off the podium. He does that as part of his career in my family. The one last other thing I want to mention was that when I got out of Kansas State, I became a radio announcer in Wichita, Kansas. And you can tell I look a lot like a radio announcer in Wichita, Kansas. But one day I got a call from a guy who said, I am Bruce B. Brewer. I went to Kansas State, I took journalism, and I was a Sigma Nu, and I want to meet you. I went across the street to the hotel lobby, and he interviewed me. I was at that point making $35 a week, and he offered me $65 a week. And I got up, went across the street, and resigned from the radio station. But that Sigma Nu, I think, it gives you that little extra, you know. Even if you're with people who aren't Sigma Nus, it stands for something that's very important. It means you're a particularly good person. Well, I served with Bruce Brewer's agency for 40 years, ended up as CEO. We were acquired by Young Rubicam, the world's largest agency in New York, and all of a sudden I'm going to New York, and then I was going to Hollywood quite a lot to deal with Jack Benny, and I finally decided that I had to get away from all this excitement, and Ann and I moved to Florida, where we are today, and I was so flattered and so happy to be advised that I was going to get this award after I got the similar award from Kansas State University. And I've just been plugging along, but by golly, it sure has added to my life to be a member of this wonderful fraternity. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Deeply appreciate that, and thank you so much, brother, for your comments. We have now arrived at the time when our Hall of Honor Committee will announce the newest recipients of the fraternity's highest honor, past regent, Brother Mike Long, Chairman of the Hall of Honor Committee. Mike, if you'll please make your way to the stage and take this microphone. I would deeply appreciate it.
Brothers, it is my distinct privilege to announce the 2014 Hall of Honor inductees. Tonight, we have the pleasure of telling you about 3 Sigma Nu brothers who have truly dedicated their lives to service in Sigma Nu. Currently, there have only been 80 men inducted into the Hall of Honor since 1869. Tonight, we will add